Are you ready to purchase your new home, your dream car, or simply want 800 credit score? Quick Fix Credit Solutions will work on your behalf to remove inaccurate and unverifiable information that is being reported by all three major credit bureaus in as little as 30 days. They can also help you add positive credit history on your credit reports. All it takes is a simple phone call. Give them a call today for a free credit analysis at 877-98-QUICK. That's 877-98-QUICK, or email them at info@quickfixcreditsolutions.com. That's info@quickfixcreditsolutions.com. Go to their website at quickfixcreditsolutions.com to sign up today and receive $50 off your enrollment fee when you mention promo code JVAS. All right, so continue with your story. You like say you moved from Alief to Mysterious City.
Yeah.
And you said one of your friend's uncles had a tattoo shop.
Yeah. I was only in Missouri City for probably like 2 years. And when I finally decided to go and work at the shop, I didn't know what to do with my future. I was actually going to go to college and be a graphic designer. My dad actually took me to a campus and was going to willingly pay for it. But I thought to myself, is this something that I wanted to do? With me having a passion for art, but no passion for school, it was like, what's weighing out more?
Yeah.
So the tattoo shop was a gateway out. It was like a freedom. I didn't have to worry about having to finish school or worrying about if I didn't accomplish whatever my dad paid for, was he going to be mad at me? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, fuck it, I'm going to do this. And, when I first went to the shop, it was like, I met Angie. Angie was actually the owner. Her husband Mauricio was a leader of a gang called Union 13, and it was a gang that he brought from South Central LA. And she told me, she said, don't leave with my husband. If you're gonna work here, work here. He's gonna come here. He's gonna make it sound all cool and bad. Don't leave with him. And I worked there for about 3 to 6 months until I finally met him. And when I did, I left. As soon as I met him, I did the opposite.
The opposite of what you were told the whole time.
And I'm saying this because it's like it took me back, and that's why I say it's like a pattern. It takes me back from when I was left from my dad, So me not having a father, I'm always looking for that father figure, and here comes this man.
You found
now, and I'm trying to comfort myself with this man because I feel like he's a father figure to me. He's gonna teach me something, So I went with him, and first night I went there, I started doing coke, and he let me know what they were about, and he said, you can walk or you can stay. There's the fucking door. You leave. If you want to stay, this is what we're about. We're a family. We're not a gang. You're gonna do this, and you have to work to be here. You can't sit here and not do nothing. You have to work. So I stayed, and I left the shop for a couple months, and I was with him. I went to Port Lavaca and Atlanta, LA, and different parts, and just making money the way they made money. I don't want to give specifics on what we did, but he was a very smart and a businessman, when it really came down to it. And that's one thing that I can say that I loved about him. He did teach me how to be respectful of other people. If I didn't get it back, then I knew what to do. You know?
So you went from not having the father figure to trying to lean on your brother, thinking that was going to be your father figure. You just told us what happened with that. And then you move, and you say you did the complete opposite of what this lady told you.
Yeah.
And the reason being was because you were already, let's call it, mentally damaged from looking for this father figure. So you felt comfortable thinking you had found it.
Yeah.
Basically,
Exactly.
that's the whole pattern, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so when this is happening, where's your family?
Mm. The thing with that is, my mother, like, like I said earlier, my mother really didn't worry about me too much. Like I said, I wasn't really in the house. As soon as the morning started, I was out. I was out with these older kids doing my own thing, and around nighttime it would come and I would just show up. It would be like that. It wouldn't be like a strict mother would. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, you need to be here, you need to stay in the house, you need to do this, you need to clean up. No, it wasn't nothing like that. It was whatever I wanted to do, I was doing it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to go outside, I went outside. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to go down the street, I'll go down the street. I wouldn't have to tell my mom anything. So my mom really, when I left the house in Missouri City, my mom didn't even know. She really didn't. And after a month or and a half being gone, then she started calling and looking for me. Like, it wasn't even like, where you at? Where you at? Like, every day. It was after a month and a half that she was like, this boy ain't showed up. you
yeah,
know? So, my mom really, really wasn't there. Like, she wasn't a real mother. And that's something that I had to deal with. Like, I'm a kid making my own decisions and thinking that these decisions were right. And if I had a mother and a father that was there for me, then I probably wouldn't have made those decisions. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
probably wouldn't have been out in the streets doing drugs and all
All
that.
right, so we were talking about this guy that took you into this what was it, Union 13?
Union
Union
13.
13?
Yes, sir.
All right, so um what happened after you made the decision to stick around?
It kind of, I would say it was, I mean, if I look at it now and I can explain it now, it was like a downward spiral. You know what I'm saying? The first night we staked out a place that they what they would do is they would take money from immigrants and they would actually ship them to Mexico. Uh, but it was done out of an apartment. So the apartment was like, there was two ways out of the apartment complex, but the only thing was that they did have guys in the back. So what I was looking at was the door was open, and then there was a hallway with another door that was shut. So that door that was shut supposedly had somebody behind that wall waiting for someone to rob them. So we were supposed to hit that spot. Um, what happened that night, or that morning actually, was pretty crazy because I've never done something like that before. And after it was done, um, he explained to me, you know, what what and why they did it, the right and wrongs of it. Basically never go rob a convenience store or never go rob a bank or something like that because you really can't get anything out of it. Plus, you have cops that can be called quick. You're robbing people that are doing illegal things. You know what I'm saying? So they can't call the cops and say, "Hey, they just robbed me for my drugs." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he taught me shit like that. He taught me how to be respectful to a lot of people too. So, but there was a lot of things that we were involved in. The main thing that we were doing, which I've already been charged with, so I can open up and say, uh, we were charged with insurance fraud, which was, engaging in organized crime, which was an insurance fraud. Was uh, basically they called us crash dummies. What we were doing was crashing cars for the insurance. Um, and that was done from LA, and he brought to Houston. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, it was a big organized thing. It was about three to four pages full of people. We had chiropractors, we had lawyers, we had everything lined up. Like, this man, when I tell you he was a very smart business person, he was very, very smart in every way, in every concept you could think. Whether it was, robbing someone for their dope, or selling drugs, or doing car crashes, or anything. It was just a way out of every situation. So, every time I got arrested, I was never charged with anything until engaging in organized crime. You know,
So explain a little more about the insurance fraud. What exactly were you guys doing?
well, basically, what it was, say if you have a high school student that can't afford to pay their car note off. What we would do was we would get a car running or not and put insurance on that car for 3 months. Okay, so we would buy a car for what, $500-$600. All right, put insurance on it for the next 3 months. After 3 months was done, you get this person's car that wants to crash it. They can't afford the payments, and we would either push it or we would drive it into that car. Now, both cars would have to be full of people, which were whoever that wanted to join, and we would pay each person, what I'm saying, their fee for staying in the car. But the only thing is, like me, I couldn't stay in the car anymore because I already ran my name through the dirt. So,
Like, damn, this motherfucker keeps crashing every week.
yeah.
What's wrong with him?
So, like I said, he was a very smart man. We would get 3 or 4 cars that would pull up right after the car crash and surround the cars. And I'm talking about, we had
Hey, what's up, guys? Jay Bass from the Jay Bass Show. Just want to let you guys know the BU shirts are now available for pre-order. You can find the link to place your order on the description of the video. And we also have the pins and the stickers that you can purchase as well. So once again, the link is on the description of the video. I hope you guys keep enjoying the interview.
Just alone in the spot, we had like 30 or 40 guys living there,
So y'all were purposely wrecking these cars.
Yeah.
To where the insurance had to pay y'all for the damage, total loss, basically.
Yeah.
And people were basically, shit could have been a really bad wreck, but people were willing to put
their lives
on there for whatever the pay was. How much were y'all paying these people?
$200 to $300 a person.
And people were okay with this.
People were okay with it. $200-$300.
How often?
Within 30 minutes.
How often was this happening?
We would do jobs like 3 or 4 times a week. 3 or 4 times a week. And like I said, you can't live in the spot without working. You had to work. You can't be there without doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My job was crashing the cars at first, but mine ended up leading to telephone poles and lights because everybody else was scared to do them. Me, I really didn't give a fuck because I was already on the edge. My mentality then was crazy because I really didn't care about my life. I valued my life for nothing, because I was going through that relationship and I was stuck on it for so many years after that, and it really messed me up, so I didn't care. I was doing anything and everything, and as years passed, I actually met someone, and it was hard in the beginning, but she got me to wake up. It was a difficult situation because I was still stuck on my previous relationship. You know? And I was putting all of my problems on this new one. And, and nobody liked it in the gang. Nobody. They fucking hated that shit. They would fucking bust in the door while I was asleep and beat the shit out of me, and I wouldn't wake up. I swear to God, they would fucking hit me and slap me, and then, they would even tell me, like, if you don't fucking wake up, we got somebody right here that's going to take your spot, so that means you got to fight them. They're right there. What's up? And I would have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, this guy's willing to take your spot. Are you going to fight for it or what? And in the gang, I thought I was good. I was like, fuck, I was doing shit that nobody wanted to do. I was the one hitting these telephone poles going 40 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? Putting my life on the line. And when I finally
what was the story y'all were telling the insurance? Like, I was drunk, I was
we had everything. We had lawyers, we had chiropractors, we had everything lined up. So
you had everybody in the books.
Just like me and you were talking right now, we had about 6-7 guys in a room at a desk talking to a telephone with the insurance people and a recording thing that we push to record, and we would give these statements, and that's how we would get the money. So we would give this statement at a meeting over the phone with these insurance companies, and then from the insurance companies, they would say, okay, you have this many days to go to the chiropractor, and you have to take these people to these chiropractors. So everybody that was involved in that crash would have to go to the chiropractor, and if you didn't, then we wouldn't get paid. So it would fuck everything up. So that's the reason why we were so like on it.
Yeah.
On it. Like I'm talking about like $80,000 that I would pick up, and didn't even know that I was picking up that much cash.
Yeah.
From a check cashing place.
So
after like 5 or 6 runs, that's when I started saying, like, what the fuck am I picking up?
Yeah.
They were like, bro, I can trust you. Like, this is what you're picking up, and you didn't even look in this envelope, and there's all this cash in there. And I was like, that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. So what else was going on in this union that you can talk about, obviously?
There was a lot, man. I mean, the leader had a real bad temper. There was a lot of
When you say the leader, we're speaking of the guy that brought you in.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of what we used to call a gag and bag. We would, beat people up, tie them up, whatever. I can't get into detail.
No, yeah, for sure.
But that's what would happen. We would call it gag and bag.
And this was
if someone were to disrespect anybody in the crew, then that's what would happen.
Okay, I was about to ask, like, and what led these people to be the ones that got picked?
Yeah,
like, so it was.
I mean, it got to where it was actually really stupid. It was like the dumbest shit ever sometimes, and I started getting tired of it. And then, eventually, once me and my wife, we got arrested for aggravated kidnapping, and after the month, we got released with no charges. We had a really good lawyer. That's one thing that I admire about Mauricio was whenever we got in trouble, he got everybody a lawyer and got everybody out of jail. Most of my cases were dismissed. Don't get me wrong, when I get pulled over now, they still bring it up.
Yeah.
They still bring up the aggravated kidnappings, the weapon charges, the drug charges, but I was never charged with it. I was arrested, but never charged with it.
Yeah. So do you think, and this is just, thinking basically, I mean, that's what it is. Do you think if your childhood would have been different, if your dad would have been there from the get-go, this whole story would have been completely different?
Yes. Honestly, yes. I think that to me, I think a family is everything. When you have a father, when you have a mother that really cares and is really, really looking out for your better, then yeah, your life's going to be different. And you start to wonder, what did the parents do wrong? But for me, like if you have someone in my situation and you have somebody in my wife's situation, we're going to be on top of everything. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been through it. I can sit here and tell someone that you shouldn't live your life this way because why? Because I've been through it.
Yeah.
I've been through it. And you know what I'm saying? Some of these kids that I get interacted with is like, your life is nothing like compared to what I've been through. Like,
yeah.
You guys don't know nothing. Like, you think you're gangster, you think you're this. You don't do that. You didn't see the shit I seen. Like, you ain't seen that shit. Like, you ain't been through that. So I can be here and I can tell you, your life can be better. You're worth more than what you're thinking. And I think that's the reason why I'm so involved with the Soul Hustlers, or I'm so involved with anybody that's younger than me that I try to tend to,
Yeah.
Not saying my life is great. I have a lot of problems, and I'm still dealing with problems. I'm still dealing with my problems. I'm dealing with my drug habit that I had, and I just want to be, I feel like I can be here to help somebody.
Yeah.
Because I've been